order to reduce the signs of aging. It's a smoothness that appears. It's a slight sheen to the skin. It smooths out some of the fine lines and wrinkles, primarily around my eyes. I recommend Face Effects for all my patients. It's very similar to what I do in the office, but you can do it in the privacy of your own home.
Don't waste hundreds or even thousands of dollars on topical creams, painful injections, or risky surgery. Take advantage of this exclusive TV offer. Try Face Effects risk-free in your home for 30 days. You get this amazing product, plus our dermatologist recommended hydration serum, a $50 value, absolutely free. Have younger looking skin.
Call 1-800-917-5171 or visit tryfaceeffects.com. That's 1-800-917-5171. Order your Face Effects now.
Sit down. Our last little gathering was the night before the River Monarchs started their ill-fated journey downstream. Now it seems the anti-gang wings of some misbegotten boy have brought a ruin to life. Is there anything to drink?
Yourself. You seem to be taking it cool enough, Mr. Doolin.
Do you expect me to become hysterical over something that happened 8 years ago?
This is a hanging proposition, Mr. Doolin. Aside from the gold, 23 men went down on that ship.
We knew from the beginning there would be risk.
That was war. I'm not sticking my neck in a rope for a cause that died long ago.
Then I suggest we find a scapegoat. Somebody has to hang. Who shall it be? Cyrus? Hanson? Anyone care to volunteer?
Oh, you're out of your mind. Who's going to put a noose around his own neck? Be serious, Peter. Our lives and reputations are at stake.
Of course they are. Therefore, it behooves us to find us as a scapegoat one man who can't possibly betray us.
Any ideas?
Tom Barkley.
I think not. Barkley was my employer, but he was also my friend. My very good friend.
What a friends for, Cyrus, particularly dead friends. Unless to make some small sacrifice for the living.
This is no small sacrifice, and you know it.
Afraid of smearing his good name.
It would be bad enough if Tom Barkley's family wasn't here to bear the shame and the loss. If we put this on Barkley, chances are his estate will have to pay back every penny of it. And they'll lose every asset that Tom left behind. You're talking about the Barkley fortune, the Barkley good name. Well, I say hang the Barkleys. I say better them than us. Gentlemen. Mr. Doolin, how do we go about it?
That's the beauty and the simplicity of it. Gentlemen, you have a distinguished journalist in your midst. One Peter Doolin. A few discrete items in the paper should help us all rest easier.
Aaron? John?
Let's read this.
Where do you get this? Stuff's just about 6 inches short of the biggest libel.
Short. Read on. He practically accused his father of sinking the River Monarch himself. You were supposed to keep this quiet pending investigation.
Well, we were his crew that day, and heaven knows how many others who knew what we were looking for. Bound to come out last. There's nothing you can do about it.
It was not bound to come out, and there's plenty I can do about it.
Like horsewhipping the black guy who wrote that, or shooting him maybe. Now that'd truly prove your father's innocence, wouldn't it? Look at it this way, lad. There's nobody who knows your family or knew your father's going to believe this slander. Yes, Andrew, it is.
Yeah.
I can't allow myself the pleasure of an opinion, lad. Not if Washington asked me to investigate this case.
I think he's right. Jack said it all.
Anyone who really knows us would never believe this, and the others don't matter. I smell bacon frying. Look, maybe it'll all seem different on a full stomach. What about it?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Barkley. Sit down, please.
No, thank you. It won't take long. Just take that cup.
You can say it just as easily from that chair. Believe me, Mrs. Barkley, I can well understand how much my article has upset you.
Can you, Mr. Dillon?
Don't think for a minute that was an easy story to write.
But news is news for all that.
I couldn't have phrased it any better.
Just you couldn't have phrased those lies you wrote any better.
Mrs. Barkley, believe me, it was certainly not my intention to accuse your husband of stealing that gold.
A good friend of mine, a woman I've known many years, a woman who came to my wedding, just passed me by on the street without saying hello. Now, I'm sure that was not your intention, Mr. Dillon, but that's what happened.
For being melodramatic, Mrs. Barkley, I wager that secretly half the people in town envy a man with the initiative to steal $1 million from the government. And not that I'm suggesting your husband did such a thing.
Aren't you?
Mrs. Barkley, if you've ever read the masthead of my paper, you might recall these words. The truth, no matter where it leads, no matter who it hurts.
That's all I want, Mr. Dillon, the truth.
All right, Mrs. Barkley, that's well taken. I can't promise you a retraction because I've printed nothing that's demonstrably a lie. But I can promise you this. From here on in my paper, you'll read only the truth. The provable truth.
Sam, I'm not here.
Leave it to me, Miss Darling. I'll wait for you. Oh, Sam. That new manila rope I heard about?
That's right.
Might be able to do something with the ranch.
Look out for Miss Melody. She's gone.
Oh, where?
Didn't say.
Well, she told me to drop in if I was in town.
Guess you're not.
All right, what's bothering you, Sam?
Nothing. Nothing's bothering you.
What do you mean by that?
Now you can read. The paper's same as all of us.
You mean that story that was in the other day?
Not the other day. That one set us all to a wondering. But the one today, we don't have to wonder.
What are you talking about?
Haven't seen it. Well, it's all there. How your mother tried to bribe Mr. Dillon from telling the truth.
Be fair, the lady pleaded. For the honor of my dead husband is at stake. Just between ourselves, Dillon. Did you really try to bribe him? Dear friends, would I malign that lovely lady? Clothed by utility with our old ends, stolen forth the holy writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil. Richard the Third, Act 1, Scene 3.
Well, Dillon, you are very versed in the classics.
I find the reference handy when referring to rascals, Mr. Barkley.
All right, Dillon. Spell it out. You're not so shy and afraid of saying your rascals.
If the sins of the fathers are truly borne by their sons.
Come on, Dillon.
Don't be so touchy, dear boy. It isn't every man who can boast of a parent who got away with a cool million in government gold.
I've been assigned as the investigator on the River Monica affair. And that being the case, I don't think it's fitting that I should remain under your roof.
Well, now, wait a minute. I think he's right. He is if he figures to dig up something that involves Polly.
What I think doesn't count, lad. I've got to make a very thorough investigation, starting with the possibility that your father might be involved. Jared, I want to see all of your father's records.
They'll be to us both.
Thank you. Corporal, let's get this stuff inside. What about this?
All right, Jack, I can't account for the $70,000 deposit. But $70,000 isn't a million.
I know it's far from a million, but there are others. What about this? And this? And this?
Then absolutely nothing. I our father for being a bad bookkeeper, Chuck, but that is nothing more.
I'm just an old soldier trying to do a job. You're quite certain there are no other records?
Now that I know of.
I know what this must look like to you, Chuck. You see, my husband, when he died, had business interests in 5 different states. Factories, lands, mines, gold, silver, copper. You see, business in those days was done during dinner, or out riding, or hunting, or at the club. A contract was drawn up on a paper bag, and between men upon a no contract at all. A man's word was his bond.
I'll accept that, but if it's possible that the husband might have earned that $1 million and not account for it in his books, it's also possible he could have stolen it and not account for it in his books.
Just a minute, John.
Now look, there's another thing too. The ship never sunk because of an explosion in a boiler room. There was a blasting device planted in a cargo hold.
You're talking about murder. Because 23 men went down with that ship, and that dropped. That my husband would have been no part of. Not go 1 million or 10 million or 20 million.
Well, I didn't know the man.
I did.
There was a young boy in my regiment, Corporal Philip Bolden. Brought up a boy. Billy. Went down fighting. Half a dozen bullets he took. Beautiful young wife. She warned him something fierce. As did the 2 other women he married. I'm sure that all 3 of Forward's wives thought they knew their husband too. I'm dreadfully sorry, Mr. Barkley. I haven't completed my investigation yet, but it's my duty to inform you if my findings go against you. The government has decided to commence legal proceedings against your husband's estate for $1 million. Good night.
On INSP, her parents sent her away to a better life. Now she must find her way in a new town. Spread her wings.
You and I are guardians of secrets. You're in candlewood now.
And brave the enchantment of love. Starring Olivia Hallinan and Downton Abbey's Brendan Coyle.
Here's to you and your new home.
Clark Rise to Candleford. Sunday at 1 Eastern on INSP. Welcome home.
Cheesy brings you crispy new grooves.
Is that yogurt?
Cheesy grooves. It's a cheesy, but it's like crispy like a chip. Kind of the best of both worlds.
There's
more than one world. That is just this world. They're among us disguised as humans. You're one of them. Security. It's the best of both worlds. Cheesy damn shit. Hell, easy here. He's got a probe. It's a probe. We take the time for our cheese to mature before we bake it into our new cheesy grooves. Because in cheese, real cheese matters.
What was my secret to losing 62 pounds?
90 pounds.
86 pounds.
In just 9 months.
5 months.
7 months.
All I had to do was walk.
Walk on a tread climber by both legs.
This is the Both Legs Tread Climber Machine. The easiest way to burn